Check out this website. It looks fantastic. I better thank the person who designed the CSS. CSS. Capital C, capital S, capital S. CSS. Personally, I work with CSS a lot these days, and CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. And what is it? Well, it's a language that you use if you're a web developer, if you're creating a lot of websites, web pages, web applications. And CSS is interesting because it specifically addresses how a web page or web application will look to a human. CSS, or Cascading Style Sheets, is a language that tells a computer what color to make that text, and how big to make that button, and at what point should that window animate down and blink, or whatever it is that you want the internet site to do. And I've got to type that up and tell the computer how my web pages should properly render on a computer or a tablet or a mobile phone. I also like the acronym CSS because of that word cascading in the very beginning. That's what the C stands for. And cascading is such a visual word. It's such a sensory word. You picture waterfalls and things just flowing into each other when you say the word cascading. And that accurately describes kind of how cascading style sheets work. At the very top of that document, you describe some instructions to your computer for how to make the internet site display, and then every line below it modifies those instructions or becomes more specific, and you go lower and lower in those style sheets, and the lowest instructions override everything at the top. The priority is cascading. You go further down this document, and that last line that you wrote completely overrides everything else in terms of the visual aesthetics or visual look of your internet site. So that is why I like the concept and idea and the use of CSS, and I hope you do too. That is our engineering acronym of the day, CSS. Hey, this is Pius Wong, your host of this show and resident bio/mechanical engineer and wannabe computer/software engineer. I also host the K-12 Engineering Education Podcast, so if you're into engineering education, please go on over to www.k12engineering.net and check that other show out. Thanks.